Ooh. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. This is Blue Table Talk, and I'm your host, Deborah Jones. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. I appreciate y'all. Tonight's topic, we're still talking to the at-large councilman. Tonight we'll be talking to Terry Roy to see what his vibes are about running for councilman at large. And before we get to Terry, let me read my mission statement: to enhance my listening with the guidance and understanding about what's going on in today's society, to educate and entertain the truth in all aspects, and nurture the beauty of each issue, whether it be through health, education, ministry, healing process, or whatever inspires them, as we help the world to be a better place in our community and in our nation. So let me just go ahead and say hello to my co-host, Toya Ozette. Hello, Toya. How are you?
Hello, how are you? Fine. How are you guys?
Fine.
Doing good.
And so we have tonight, like I said, we have Terry Preston Roy, because we got all that name out there.
Oh yeah, that.
And he's running for at-large. He's a candidate for at-large councilman. So, good afternoon, Terry. How are you tonight? And thank
I'm
you.
doing
Table
well.
Great.
Doing well. Thank y'all for inviting me.
Thank you. Well, Terry, give a little introduction about yourself, because I know a lot of people may not know you. But can you kind of a little synopsis about yourself?
Okay. Well, I'm originally from Beaumont. I've been here 62 years of my life. I'm married. Been married 18 years to my wife Shonda. I have 3 kids, 2 girls and a boy, 9 grandkids. Yeah, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. So,
So
a lot of grandkids.
So why did you decide to run for city councilman at large?
Well, I've been an advocate for the city of Beaumont for a long time, and I've always had people say, "Well, Terry, you should run for council." Just say because I think there's something that you're ready for.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been thinking about it for a long time, and I've had some people push me to it, and I'm glad they did, because I have a lot of things that I'd like to see get done in the city. A lot of things that I think are being overlooked. Like I said, I agree that the council now is doing a lot, and I think it's just more that needs to be done.
Mm-hmm. So, have you ever ran for any other elective office here in Beaumont? And if so, when, where, and where?
No, I never have. I never have. Like I said, I've always just been a advocate of trying to get things done in the city, and that was the most I've ever done. And now, like I say, it's just when God tells you to do something, you have to do it, and you have to trust His will. And what will be done. So
you ready to get out there and start working, right?
And truthfully, like I said, I've been working. It's just a lot of stuff behind the scenes that I do. But I think it's time to get out there and kind of inform other people what they can do. They can kind of do the same things I've done before I get a seat on council. So.
Mm-hmm. So the big issue in Beaumont, Texas, is infrastructure.
Right.
You will hear that. I don't care if it was day 1 in office, day 99 in office. You're gonna hear about infrastructure. So as far as infrastructure is the most pressing issue here right here in Beaumont. How would you address it when you get in office?
Well, before you can even address it, you got to find out what issues you have. Like, we have a lot of issues with drainage. We have a lot of issues with water. And you have to get with the people that's over those departments. And you got to find out if the people that's over those departments are capable of getting those things right, because it's been going on for a long time. You have people that pay for water, but they can't drink the water. You have people that pay for sewer, but they can't use the sewer. And it's a matter of getting with the right people, give it to city manager to ensure that we have the right people in place to do those things. That's just like our jobs. If we go on our job, we have to do the best to our ability, or we won't have a job. And that's the key, is finding out if we have the right people in place.
Right.
So maybe not day one, but certainly by day 3, we need to find out exactly what we have. Because the longer we let this infrastructure go like it is, we're going to become a ghost town. So,
Right. I think everyone who has come on the podcast, as you said, the councilman, I've spoke on infrastructure, and I even let them know that in my area, just my area alone, they worked on the streets over it, and then when they got to my street, they stopped. But I don't know, they were putting pipes down, and and I'm in my area, just on my street, I live on a corner, and I have, when it rained real hard and my ditches flood, get overburied, then I have to wait to use the restroom. I can't use it because it backed up.
imagine that in 2023.
Yeah.
No, who would have thought we'd have been still dealing with that in 2023?
Exactly.
But it started, long ago. It didn't just start. It's from years of maybe neglect or just not having the funding for it. I don't know, or maybe just not.
I know because as a matter of fact, my husband had dug put some pipes down. He dug and put pipes down. So I know it can't be on my end. It's got to be on the sewer end. And they came out here one time, and so they said, "Ma'am, you got water after the rain, ma'am. You got water in the whole manhole." So I said, "No stuff."
Yeah.
I didn't say no stuff, but
Yeah. And see, and that's the key. It's like anybody. I have people call me all the time and say, "Hey, I can't flush my toilet and this and that." I say, "Well, what you should do is get your end checked first." I know it costs. It costs a lot of people, but that way you can cover yourself.
Right.
So when they come to you and say, "No, it's on your end," because the chances of them saying that is pretty good.
Right.
But the real reason it does that because we don't have enough lift stations in the city of Beaumont. You have maybe 2, maybe 3, and you have really one that handles the west end, one that handles the south side of the city, and along the lines of those sewer lines you have holes, and you're getting infiltration from rainwater and all that, and that's why you'll see a lot of water in your sewer main. When it rains, you should never have a whole lot of water in your sewer main. And if you do, that means that water is getting in there somewhere. And that's why I say when you have the right people in place, they should be able to find those things.
Right.
But apparently that's not happening because it's a lot of people going through that. Like whole neighborhoods. So, and we're like I say, we're in 2023.
Yeah,
it's
I've
tough.
been going on for over 10 years in this area for me. I can't say nothing for anyone else.
I know some people have been 25 years.
We ain't going that way.
They got people that's like that. 25 years. And
it's sad to know.
but like I say, it's a lot of positive stuff going in Beaumont, and I agree with, like say, the council. Some of them are doing a great job. So I'm not trying to be negative toward them because they're doing what they can. And I appreciate all of them, for what they're doing. But I don't think we're spending enough money on infrastructure. They say that this is the most they've ever spent. But even if it's the most they ever spent, it's still not enough.
To even vote on issues like that, you still need 4 votes to vote?
Well, if you can't get 2 people to agree to put that more on the agenda, then that's a problem because it affects the city, not just any particular ward. Any councilman should say, "Hey, we need to put this on the agenda to see what we can do to get more money." But you're not going to get more money when you have people leaving the city. You're losing your tax base. And it's because of not just sewer, but it's because of schools, and a lot of other things. But you imagine you losing teachers because they may not be able to flush their commode. Maybe a great teacher, but she's leaving to go somewhere else. So in the end, who's affected? It's the kids.
Yeah.
You're losing a lot of businesses. They may not be able to get clean water at their businesses, or they may not be able to get good workers because the good workers are leaving because they're having issues at their homes. They might like say, no, hey, that's enough. I'm leaving. I'm done. Then you got businesses that's looking for workers, and they can't get them. That's part of the reason why we can't get anybody to work. It's nobody being left here to work.
Mm. So we're gonna talk about infrastructure till the cows come home.
But we shouldn't have to. It shouldn't have to be that way. I mean, if you're the leader of a city, you should say, "Hey, we need to nip this in the bud before we be leaders of nobody." So that's just a choice that somebody's going to have to make.
Okay. So what are your goals to pursue in the first 30 days of while you in office, or the first 90 days? What are your goals?
Well, like I say, it's getting to make sure we have everybody in place to have a successful city. Even the workforce. We have to make sure we have the right people in the right place. Because a lot of times you get a lot of friends that are hired in places, and they're kept there because they're friends. Which that's fine. If that's what you do, that's what you do. But your friends will sometimes lead you to bad places. And I think that's another thing that's happening in the city also. We just don't have the right people in place. But that's not to say nothing against the people that are great, because there's a lot of great people that work for the city. So, but if we can get that situated and really in the first 120 days, that would be fine. Because you're talking about trying to fix a 20 or 30-year problem in 100 days. It's not going to happen unless it's just a miracle come about. Because anybody that tell you that they can do something in their first 90 days, I don't believe that. Because you can't fix 20 years in 90 days.
So do you think that they should change the charter as far as the councilman and everyone else being in office for 2 years to 4 years?
Uh, Term limits. I think we do need it, but exactly how long, I don't know. I'm glad they're gonna let the public decide that. I don't know if they're gonna give them some kind of thing to go by as far as 2 years, 4 years, 6 years, but
Because you really can't do anything 2 years. 2 years is
no,
not long enough.
no. But on your real job, you might want to do something in 2 years, or you won't be there.
Well, yeah.
But in reality, no, you really can't do nothing in 2 years, unless you got a real aggressive people behind you, as far as your staff. But you got to have money to get things done, and we only have like a $330 million budget, and that's not a lot of money. So
Give it to me. Let me tell you whether it's a lot of money.
I mean, it is a lot of money if it was just you or I and Toya, but when you're trying to take but when you're trying to get a whole city fixed, that's not a lot of money. So I empathize with them. They do their best. Like I say, we have some great councilmen. We do, and they kind of doing what they can with what they got. So 330 million might seem like a lot, but just to fix our infrastructure, just to bring it up to par, you're talking about 300 to 500 million dollars just to get it up to par.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, we're spending a lot of money fixing in the past from neglect. So, as long as we're spending money on the past, we're not going to ever move forward.
So, what do you think about the meetings? But I know the council meetings is at 1:30.
Mm-hmm.
You think it should be in the evening at like 5 or 6 or something like that, when people got from work and they can also come in, join in, or they should leave it at 1:30, and if you catch it by hit and miss.
I pushed for some night meetings a while back, and they started having them, but then they just went away. I think they should be. I think all meetings should be at least at 5:30.
Mhm.
But as long as people don't say nothing, then nothing's not going to be done. And you get enough people up there, then tell them that that's what they want. Then yeah, because we really run the city. The people are at the top of the organizational chart of Beaumont. Not the mayor, not the council. It's the people, because we pay taxes. So that means we're the boss. So if we go to them and say, hey, we want meetings at 5:30, and if enough of us push for it, it'll happen. But you got to know that you have that power to do that.
Right.
People relinquish their power to 7 people.
Right.
And that's not good. I've never been one to be that way. So if I want to get something, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna ask. But you can't get nothing done when you have 12 or 13 people at a council meeting
Mm-hmm.
in a city of 114,000 people. That's not good.
Yeah, no.
That's a bad look. So anybody that ever complains and don't go to a council meeting, got to look in the mirror sometime and say, maybe it's me. I did that. I used to be that one sitting back. And then I looked in the mirror. I said, maybe it's me. So I started going and started getting things done that I needed to get done. So.
Tori, let me go to my co-host. Tori, is there anything you'd like to say to Mr. Roy?
I would like to know your input on the crime rate, and what would you do to change some things, especially with the youth?
Well, the youth, I'm not gonna say they're out of control, but they're out of control because they don't really have a whole lot of things to do. And I think as a city, we could do more.
Mm-hmm.
I always look at the AT&T building, and I look at the event center. You talk about $15 million that they spent, and none of that had nothing to do with kids. Just imagine if they had did something to entice kids to do something, and just be better. Kids will do a lot of things for attention, even bad things. But you got to give them some good things to look forward to. Imagine you spend $15 million on something for kids, what that would do. But will they do it? I don't know. There may be a start, as far as the city getting involved with and trying to help our kids. But the crime rate, it's going to be hard to reduce it, because I don't think we get into the root cause of why kids do what kids do. A lot of people think that they're just bad. No, they're not just bad. It may be something going on mentally with them.
Right.
I mean, we could have used $15 million to open up a mental health facility for kids and to get them in and find out exactly what it is. Because a lot of kids have chemical imbalances in the brain. Because you take an average kid that does all the right things, and then you look at another kid that doesn't. It's something going on mentally to make a kid think that if I go and beat this person up or anything like that, I'm not going to get in trouble. But you got the other kid on the other side knows that if I do that, I'm going to get in trouble. So that tells you right there something is wrong. Even with the school district and the city, you have to come together and work and try to find out what we can do for these kids and stop spending money on adult things. $15 million could have went a long ways. Don't get me wrong, it's good to have the event center. It is.
Mm-hmm.
But, you spend $5 million to tear a building down. So anything to help the kids is what we need to do to stop the crime. But some crime you're not going to never stop, because some kids, it's instilled in them.
Right.
It's all they know, but that's a mental thing.
Right. Exactly.
It's all a mental thing.
I heard you said that you started going to the city council meetings and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think is the number one challenge in facing the next board when it comes to management of the department and working with the city council?
Say that again.
What is the number one challenge facing the next board when you got your incoming council?
Incoming councilman.
Yeah, when it comes to management of the department and working with city council.
Well, but you know what? Right now we have a great city manager. I
Mhm.
think it's just a matter of sitting down with him, going over the staff that you have. You can't be beholden to people all the time because some people may just not know what to do. And I'm sure they've had those sit down meetings with him, and that's something we're gonna have to do more of. Sit down and talk to the people that's ahead of those departments and ask them, what's the plan? It's like one person I give commend for that, and that's AJ. He's asked more questions now than anybody, and I can appreciate that. He wants people to be accountable,
Mhm.
and that's the key, to make people accountable. Because we can't keep losing people.
No.
Because it's like you and me, Deborah, we're gonna be paying these taxes as long as we losing people. They didn't raise, luckily they lowered the taxes, but it was raised somewhere else in the water bill.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it all come out in the wash. So, but it's a matter of getting with the staff and making sure that they know what they're doing, and if they're not doing it, let them know that you're hurting the city with not knowing. So you got to let people, make them accountable,
Mm-hmm.
make them
Yeah.
accountable, and that's the bottom line. Just don't
And,
like on my job, I got to be accountable.
hmm
Right. That's why we're trying to bring you guys on now so we can hear your platform, and then when you get into office, we can hold you accountable for what you said. Because I'm gonna play
Eh,
tape
Oh, anything I tell you, Talia knows me well. Talia knows me well, and anything I say, I'm going to do it. And what I want to do, if I'm gonna say when elected, is that I want to get out to meet people even after I'm elected. Hold a lot of neighborhood meetings. If you need me to come to your house to talk, we're gonna just try to find out exactly what you need
back.
and what you want. I'm not gonna just be around on when it's time to get elected and see. And that's what I see. Like, I haven't really seen nobody where I live since 2 years ago.
We'll
So
stop the election again, huh?
it's time for election. I'm sure you went through the same thing. I'm sure nobody came knocking on your door and said, "Hey, Deborah, what you need?
Mm-hmm.
What's going on with you? What can I help you with?" Nobody did that.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And that's what I
no,
want. That's what I want to do. It's something
and no,
different.
no one has ever done that either. Coming to my house,
No, no.
never. Well, no, I take that back. AJ, when he ran,
Hmm.
but that's the only person I could ever recall.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the
He's
only
done.
one.
He's done everything he said. So I have no problem with him. He done everything he said. So
Now, I do have a question concerning the city workers.
mhm.
Do you feel that they need more training and certifications? Because you have some plumbers that go back and
Mhm.
they'll tell them, well, hey, this is on you. But then when the plumbers come out, it's really on the city. So with that being said, I don't think we have a lot of trained people.
Yeah, and that comes back to money. You got to pay great people to work for you.
Hmm
That be like me getting out there being a plumber. I don't know a thing about plumbing. So and that's I'm not saying that's what we're dealing with now, but
Yeah.
I hear that a lot. But
hmm
they lost a lot of people also because they didn't want to pay those people.
Mm,
So, but you can't pay people with money that you don't have.
yeah.
And like I say, as long as people are leaving the city and you're losing your tax money, you got to depend on grants. You got to just some of everything, and you got to have the money to afford to pay those people.
hmm
And if you don't have a tax base, you know, what are you going to pay them from?
Mm-hmm.
But some of them do need training. But once you train them, you got to realize you got to pay them, or are they going to leave? Like a lot of them have. A
mm
lot of them have left. But they, a lot of them do need training, but you're gonna have to pay them.
What, yeah,
Okay.
let me go to my listen audience so that I can have them to share this podcast. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you guys for joining us tonight, Cheryl, D, Lillian, and a lot of others that are on the podcast. Go ahead and hit that share button because you always know that sharing is caring, and that let them know that Terry Raw is on the podcast and he's running for city councilman at large. And so, with that being said, continue to throw those questions out because, like Terry said earlier, whatever we say, whatever they say, we need to hold them accountable for what they're saying because they say they're going to do this and that, and they don't do it. Hold them accountable for it. But I don't mind. I don't mind running this tape again. I really don't.
Yeah, because you can believe me. If I told you something, then I'm a do. I'm a big person on loyalty.
Yeah.
And that's my main thing about me is being loyal.
Yeah.
So if I say something, then 100% chance I'll do it. So if I don't, you tell me. So
you spoke earlier about things that they were doing well, not last year, but the 2 years they've been in office and everything. One thing I want to express about is downtown. Because that's my heart. Our downtown used to be beautiful, and like we said 2 years ago, it's like a ghost town. And I know there's they're still trying to bring companies in, but they're not there yet.
right.
What is your success on downtown area? What is your makeup on that?
I think what we're really gonna have to do first is get people downtown
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of people don't get in the car and say, "Hey, let's go downtown." But if you got people that's already living down there, I think that's a start. I mean, a hotel would be nice. You'll have people coming in weekly, but I think they already got that in the plan. So that's a start. But you can build houses, little small houses. But like I said, you got to give developers reason to come out here. But right now, Beaumont has a negative light as far as infrastructure. When they come in, they got to build up their own infrastructure. That's costly. It's probably double of what it would be just normally to do. And we're gonna have to build up the infrastructure first before you can get these big companies to come out here. So it's going to be a challenge. Like I said, they're doing some of that.
Well, they did have those what you call those apartments downtown,
like condos or something like that.
Yeah, but then it's not there.
I don't know what happened with that. One week it was there, then next thing it was. I don't know what happened.
Well, my cousin used to live there, and it was after one of the storms, and it had a lot of damage inside of it. So that's what happened.
Oh, okay. I was wondering because I was down there last week, and I'm like, I wonder if those are still there.
And they were nice.
They were nice.
I heard they were nice.
They were really nice.
But that's going to be the key. We're gonna have to get people downtown, and houses or apartments or something. We got to get something down there to have people down there already.
Right.
Because now the only reason people go down there is because of events that happen down there. But if you had things that's there all the time, then people will go. Build you a couple of apartment complexes out there. But like I say, you got to give people a reason to come here and to stay here and spend money because it's going to cost.
So
I'm
sorry. Go ahead, Toy.
No, I'm sorry. No, at one time I heard they were supposed to build a restaurant on the river. I think that would have been really nice.
Yeah, I think they got in the plans. I think they got 3 of them that's coming out here.
No, I mean like on the, like the river, back there.
Yeah, maybe after they finish it.
Oh, okay.
So they may do it then, but I heard they have 3 that's coming. But where at? I don't know. I don't know where those 3 are gonna be. So, but I hope they survive because you got to have some traffic down there. And I'm not just talking about for just little events.
Yeah.
These restaurants gonna need money 7 days a week. And if you don't have nobody coming down there, then they're going to close the doors like they did before. So
Yeah, that's true.
we
I
had
know
like,
they have one opening up. I want to say the end of this month on New Orleans Street.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
I hadn't heard about it.
yeah, it's
Okay.
called Truth.
True. Oh, okay. Okay.
Hmm.
We gotta support them. We definitely
Yeah,
gotta support them. Because it's gonna be rough. We
yeah.
had quite a few restaurants that's closed downtown. The main one was Sugars.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I just saw
and
that was closed.
they've been closed a year, maybe
Yeah.
longer.
Oh, it's been
Mm,
that long?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Just no business down there.
Mm-mm.
No people. And they had good food. And
At
you know
times.
at times, yeah. I didn't eat there much, so
No comment.
I know it.
um,
Hit my hand. Hit my hand.
I like to eat at home, so it don't matter what the restaurant is. I just like eating at home. So,
Yeah.
but I will support them if somebody comes down there. So,
Mhm.
but we got to get them down there first and give them a reason to stay. And they got to have workers, and they're gonna have to pay them. And people want competitive wages. You know, but if your
Yeah.
restaurant is not making money, then you can't do it. You're losing people daily in Beaumont, and you're losing good workers, good teachers. Just a lot of good is leaving. So,
That is true. Because
I
at
mean,
one school, half of the teachers actually left and went to Horton Jefferson.
yeah, and we got to find a way to stop it. It's not going to be easy. It's going to have to be a combination of the city, BISD. It's just
Hmm.
a lot of things, and people got to stop saying, "Oh, I love the kids," but you never do nothing for them. You know, like I said, I always go back to the ATT building and the event center. That was a lot of money that could have done a lot of stuff for a lot of kids. And the event center is all for special events, but you build something like a trade school or something in the city for kids, and even for the parents. You
Right.
know, the parents, they need it too. If the kids see the
Hmm.
parents want to do well, then they'll start doing well. But right now, you
Hmm.
have a lot of older people that can't find the good jobs because a
Yeah.
lot of those jobs are leaving this city.
Hmm.
But you give them a skill, they may be able to open their own business. You never know.
That is true because a lot of people are not college material.
No, no.
Yeah.
$15 million could have did a
Yeah.
lot
They
for
did
kids.
they did bring down the scooters for the kids, and whomever.
Well,
Yeah.
that didn't.
But I don't even do they still have the scooters? I don't know.
No, no. Well, it wasn't really for kids. It was
Yes.
for adults because I think you had to be 18 to get
Hmm.
them. But those left. It
With
was a
the
good
kids,
idea.
they left with the kids because I've seen some kids riding.
Yeah,
But
but
if
that
I'm
that
not
go ahead.
Go ahead,
no,
Tori.
I'm sorry. If I'm not mistaken, the way they explained it, the parents had to put their information in order for the children to use it.
Right, right. And it didn't lasted what, a year, maybe a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They said they was coming back, but I don't know if they are or not. So maybe it have to be a different way of doing it now if they do come back. So
I just don't think it's a good idea I think Bowman is too small. That's for something like that. That's just my opinion.
yeah, it's good for like if you're having events downtown,
Yeah, yeah.
then yeah, you can do it.
Hmm.
But just every day, I don't know.
Maybe they're trying to learn how to balance themselves on it. I don't know.
I never
I
tried
ain't
it.
getting on it. I don't care
I
what it is.
I'm too old to be falling.
Me
So
too. Me too. If I fall, something gonna break. So,
Something. Yeah, that's true.
so tell me about the chain of command. So you have your city manager, then you have your mayor, or your mayor then city manager.
But way it is, it's us at the top, the citizens. Then it's
Right.
the mayor. Then it's the the city council, then it's the city manager,
Oh,
and then
okay.
it's his staff and then the workers. But the key is that we're at the top, but we act like we're at the bottom.
We as the councilmen.
Huh?
We as
No, no, we as the citizens,
oh,
we act like we don't run nothing here. We sit back and we just
let it happen.
seven, let 7 people determine what 113,000 of us do, and we don't say nothing.
That's the same thing with the school board.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Parents don't understand the power they have.
They do. They over the school district. So I don't get it. You pay taxes, and you pay taxes because you want to live well. But like with you, Deborah, not flushing your toilet, that's not good.
That's not good at all.
It's not. It's not. You imagine you sitting in your house and it say it's raining and you got a house full of people. What you gonna tell them? Hey, go down to the.
Hold up. I had a family reunion over here, and that happened. I mean, it came out. It came out my pipes in the front. What you call them little things, the little white things in the ground. It came out those
Yeah.
those things, and then it came in, and the toilet wouldn't stop. It was a family reunion. I was
That's embarrassing.
ashamed. They kept saying, "Ain't Deborah your toilet won't flush, ain't Deborah?" And I'm like, "Okay, go down the street to McDonald's."
But see, you shouldn't have to do that. You should be mad.
I was mad. That's why I told them to go to McDonald's.
I'm saying you should go down there and tell them that.
But they came out that night. They came out that night. As a matter of fact, I think it was the person who was over everybody.
Mm-hmm.
He came out and he looked in there and he found a tree limb. A tree had grown down there, and they pulled that out. But they pulled it out. They must have pulled something else because that's still back there.
But believe it or not, that had nothing to do with it.
Really?
No.
Because like I said, it was backing up.
But you still had a problem, right?
It had a problem.
That's because, like I say, it's getting water in the main system of the sewer. The sewer, like I say, I'm not sure what a sewer lift station is over there in the south end part of town, but it apparently is not able to handle as much as it's getting as far as sewage and rainwater getting in it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had a meeting with the city manager, the guy that's over the water department, and one of the councilmen, and they showed me the map of what those sewer lift stations handle, and it's just not enough. You know, the sewer lift stations are not enough. You know, you're getting apartments built, you're getting different houses built, and you're just adding more toilets to an already, overworked system.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not going to get no better because, it's okay to build. It's good to grow, but you got to grow other stuff to handle other stuff. So, like toward the West End, they're building a lot of apartments over here.
Mm-hmm.
And, pretty soon it's going to have at least 3,000 more toilets added to an already, dilapidated system. So,
what is a sewer lift?
It's sort of like a mechanical thing that when the sewage goes into the system, it sucks it all out. In other words, it's supposed to suck everything out from that comes down the sewer line. And what it is, it's overworking itself because it's trying to flush rainwater too. Because rainwater is getting into the system. And that's why when they come out and tell you that the system is charged up, it's because it's full. There's nowhere else for it to go but in your house. So, but until they're gonna have to do all different kind of smoke tests and things like that just to find out where it is. And that's gonna cost money. And if we keep losing people, we're not gonna have the money to do it. So then we gotta wait on grants that hopefully we'll get one day. But you can't keep relying on grants. You shouldn't.
Yeah.
They fade out.
What are your thoughts? I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
You were still talking.
Go ahead.
What are your thoughts? It was a couple of people that were running, like when people are cutting grass, and you know how they blow it. into the drainage.
to the drainage.
Yes. Do you feel that they should be fined? Maybe that would stop it.
Yes, I do. And I think we need to have, because I seen some guys doing it maybe a couple of weeks ago. And I stopped and asked them, I said, do you know how much that's going to cost
Mm-hmm.
for that if you keep doing that? But, they may not even live in Beaumont. So they may
Yeah.
not even care.
You
Yeah.
can't.
You hire somebody that ride around and you see that.
Yeah.
Hey, collect that money. Find them $300-400. That's
Mm-hmm.
$300 or $400 you didn't have.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah, find them for it because, so like I said, they may not even be from here. So
Mm-hmm.
What you
that's a
think?
good idea,
What,
Toy.
what do you think is more important for our city right now? Building new homes and commercial space, or rehabbing, expanding, better utilization, or existing homes and storefronts?
Repeat that again. I didn't hear you. You broke up.
What do you think is more important for the city of Beaumont right now? Is it building new homes and commercial space, or rehabbing, expanding, better utilizing our existing homes and storefronts?
Well, I think it's better to start rehabbing a lot of stuff that we got now, unless it's just beyond repair.
Hmm.
But new is fine. But you got to look at what the rental rate and the home rate is in Beaumont. The home ownership rate is only at 54%, but rental is at 46, and that's too close to numbers right there. You only got 54% of the people that own homes, and a lot of that is probably new homes, maybe.
Hmm.
But I'd rather revitalize what we got if we can. But some homes are beyond repair, and some businesses are beyond repair.
Hmm. If you could change one thing in the zoning code, because I heard they had a zoning meeting today. I don't know that somebody was telling me about it. If you could change one thing in our zoning code, what would it be?
Well, see, that's one thing I don't know a lot about right now, and
Hmm.
that would be something I would have to look into as far as what the zoning laws are.
Right.
But I'm saying I don't know
I
everything.
appreciate that.
I don't know everything, and if you give me a couple of weeks,
Hmm.
I could tell you. It's just so many different things when it comes to planning and zoning. Like I say, I'm not going to sit here and talk about something I don't know.
You don't know nothing about it. Right. Exactly.
Because
And we appreciate that too.
I'd be lying to you.
Hmm.
So
And then we're gonna hold you accountable for it too.
yes, you ain't gonna hold me accountable for that because
Run it back, boo. Run it back.
you say, Terry, you remember that? I'm like,
Run it back.
yeah, yeah.
So, do you have any endorsements?
No, no.
Good thing.
I really, I would have been nice if I'd have got some, but in the end, it doesn't really matter who endorses you.
Right.
I mean, I just ran my race a little different.
Mm-hmm.
Very different. So very.
How do
I
you?
never.
Huh?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was going to ask you about the residents. How do you plan to get the residents and involved in decision making process in Beaumont, Texas?
Well, like I say, if elected, or should I say when elected,
Being elected,
I
yes.
want to go out and I want to meet people, and get them engaged in what's really happening in the city, and to let them know, you have a lot of power to change stuff yourself. You can't just depend on somebody that's sitting on council to remedy your problems, because you can do a lot of that yourself. You'd be amazed at what you can actually do for yourself, because I've gotten a lot of stuff done, even just in my neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
For a long time, we didn't have no good drainage as far as flooding and things like that. We had no retention ponds, no nothing. We were the only part of town that didn't,
Oh,
and
okay.
we didn't have ditch digging in my neighborhood. But I just woke up one day. I said, I'm gonna see what we need to do to get this done. And I called. I had a couple of them that did help me.
Right.
But I wanted to do it myself.
Mm-hmm.
just to show that it can be done, you know. And that's what I want to instill in people, that you have a lot of power in your own hands. And if you depend on people to do stuff for you, a lot of times you're going to be disappointed, because you got to realize it's going to take 7 of them to determine if what you need to get done. But if you go up to that council meeting and you speak, you know, and you put it on record,
Excuse me.
trust me, it's something's going to happen. We get like $12 million worth of work back here from DD6, and we got a lot of other stuff that's getting done. But it's about making yourself get up and do it. That's like the situation you have, Deborah. If you can do that, you can fix that. But you got to believe that you can fix it, and you got to get your neighbors and all of y'all. It can be done. You know, it's just a matter if you want it done.
Right.
Unless you just want to keep going through what you're going through.
But
Yeah, I say I'm sick and tired.
Yeah,
So
I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired.
there you go, and you got to realize, you know, it's in your power to change it.
Right.
But you gotta really and truly believe that.
But you know, this is what I've been down the streets to ask my neighbors about their drainage problems and stuff like that. They're not having what I'm having. They live down. I live on the corner, so
Right.
they said
Right.
all the water is coming towards my way.
Right.
You know, and everything, and so it's like, okay, I'm sorry, you know, you feel that way.
But you go to them and make them accountable for what you have going on.
Right, because it's coming from y'all.
Yeah, I mean, it ain't you. You got a plumber. He come out and he did what he said, and it wasn't on you.
It wasn't on me. Right.
Okay, and now you go down there and say, "Hey, what you gonna do?" And you got to keep going. Just keep going. And that's what I would tell citizens. You know, make yourself available to get things done that you want to get done. Yeah, you have councilmen to do it for you, but you also have you to get it done. So I'm not a politician. I'm more of an advocate than I am a politician. I'd advocate for anybody. I advocate for you, Talia, anybody. But I've always did that. But I'm the least political person I know. So right, Talia?
Yeah, that's true.
Yes. I'm not a great speaker. I don't go around talking political talk, because that's just not what I do, you know. But if you call me and you ask me something, I'm gonna do my best to bring it to him.
And if he
Like your,
doesn't know, he's gonna find out.
I'll find out. It's because it's so simple to find out.
Yeah.
But like I said, a lot of people really are just getting sick and tired, and they just leaving the city. You know, and that's what we got to stop. You know, like from 2020 until now, we're not 2020. We've lost at least 6,000 people. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of tax money.
Yeah.
That's a lot of job openings, and a lot of jobs have to close.
You had made a remark about, was it DD? Is it DD6?
DD6.
Yes. Can you tell people who don't know? Can you explain who that is, what they do, what it all entails?
Drainage ditch. They're the one that handle a lot of these big ditches that you see around, and even some ditches that's in the neighborhood. And if you have a problem with flooding in your neighborhood, then that's who you need to contact. Like if you have a ditch that's one of theirs that's not maintenance, call them and get it on the maintenance list, because a lot of times their ditches run through the neighborhood, and a lot of times it's clogged. And that's another reason why you have a lot of flooding too. So
And these are people that are employed by the city of Beaumont, correct?
no, they're the county.
Okay.
Yeah, DD6 is the county. So
Okay.
So if when you're on the board, on the city council board at large, when you're there, if someone came to you with a proposal to build a new place of public infrastructure in Beaumont, like a road or bridge, etc., how would you, a road or a bridge,
Hmm.
how would you elevate that project was worth implementing?
Repeat that again.
If
Uh,
someone came to you with a proposal, wanted to build stuff,
hmm.
how would you elevate that project was worth implementing?
Well, I'd have to run it by the proper people to do that.
Hmm.
But as far as anything I can do on council, it's not really a whole lot of things that I could do with that. That's more of a trying to see how to put it. I'm not sure how to put it, so I'm not going to put it anyway. But you have to go through the proper channels with that, as far as roads and things like that. So, but you're talking about as far as pushing it ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's go ahead and build this. Let's do this.
Well, it's gonna it take when you're on council, it takes like they say 4 votes.
Hmm.
It may be you may want to do that road in a certain councilman's ward, but he may want it, but he knows that he's going to need 3 extra people to go along with him to do that. So it's all in the process.
So you would try to implement it,
Uh, yeah, I would try, but like I say, it would take more than me.
right?
Yeah.
Toy, you have anything else? Okay,
No,
so
ma'am.
there are 5 people running for at large.
Hmm.
5. You got
Hmm.
yourself, you got AJ, Begita.
Hmm.
I'm trying to think of off my head. Um,
Michael Cooper
Michael Cooper and
and Randy Felshaw.
Randy Felshaw. 5 people.
Hmm. Hmm.
So what distinguishes you from the other candidates?
Well, probably combined. The combined out of those 4 that's running,
Hmm.
I've been doing things longer in the community than all of them probably put together. That's why, because like I say, I've been doing things for a long time. A lot of things I just do under the radar just to help people.
Hmm.
You know, that's just how I am. So, but that's not to say that the other ones aren't qualified because they're all great people. This race here is has a lot of great people running in it. But I'm not going to never think that anybody is better than I am at doing things. You know,
That's what I was going to ask you.
you know.
You said, I mean, you realized it was 5 of you guys running. I'm like, you're like,
Mhm.
okay, so I'm gonna put my name in the hat because I'm just as good or better than the other person, than the next
Yeah,
person.
but you don't really want to say that because you don't want to come off as arrogant. But I feel I can do the job better
I
than
mean,
anybody.
that was
You
you
know.
talking to yourself. You wouldn't say that to anybody else. That was
Yeah,
self talk.
yeah. I feel like I'm just as good as anybody else. There's a lot of people that get elected. They don't know a thing before they get up there in the seat. 'Cause
Right,
it's gonna be a lot of things I don't know. You
right,
know, but
absolutely.
that but I feel like I'm the better candidate for it. Like I say, I've been doing it for a long time.
Hmm.
So
So
yeah,
let's go ahead
I
and
mean, like I say, it's gonna be a tough race.
it's
You
gonna be a
know,
tough race.
it's gonna be. It might be some surprises. It might be a David somewhere in there. You know,
Yeah,
so. But I always claim things that I fight for. So,
right, right.
but God may have other answers. So
Yeah.
may not be meant for me to be there at this time. So,
Would you continue working?
oh yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna never stop. Never, never. I've been doing this since I was in my 30s. Like I say,
Hmm.
I'm 62 now,
Hmm.
and I got nine grandkids. I got to make sure that they get the right things that they need in the city. So I got brothers and sisters. I want to make sure they've done right too to get what they need. So,
Exactly.
but especially my grandkids, I want them to be able to grow up in a safe city. Not a city that's full of crime and all other kind of issues.
Mm. Okay, so are you, Toya?
You guys answered everything.
Okay, well,
I
good.
tried. I tried. Like I say,
We definitely appreciate
I'm
you.
always gonna say something. If I don't know, I don't know. You know,
We definitely appreciate you.
but I'm gonna learn it. So I will learn it.
And that's what you do. You because I hate when someone get up and think they know everything when you really don't.
I know I don't.
And you really don't. But
I
I
know
mean,
my job. I know
take it,
my
I
job well. So
So let me talk about early voting. Early voting is April 24th through May 2nd, 2023. The places that you will be able to vote will be Rogers Park Community Center, which is 6540 Gladys Avenue, the Jefferson County Courthouse lobby in the main location, which is 1085 Pearl Street, John Paul Davis Community Center, 3580 East Lucas Drive, and Theodore John Library in the Meeting Room at 4255 Fournette Road. The dates and hours for all the locations above, April the 24th through April the 28th, Monday through Friday, which is 8 a.m. through 5 p.m. On April the 29th, which is Saturday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. April the 30th, which is Sunday, which is the pew to the poll, it'd be from 12 p.m. to 5, and May the 1st to the 2nd, Monday and Tuesday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. We all know that election day is May 6th, and that would be from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. So you have and every poll gonna be open then on election day. So you don't have to go to just these various polls. You could go to everywhere, your own precinct if it's possible. So just just go there, and hopefully everyone is registered to vote. It's too late to even sign up for this election, but you can always sign up anytime. But for this election, it is too late to sign up for it. Go down there. Make sure you bring with you your driver's license and your voter's registration card. Now, if you don't have your voter's registration card, the driver's license will take
will
it.
do. Yeah.
We do. So, we need your votes. We need you to go down. We just had Terry Roy on here. He's a candidate at large councilman. And so he's on here tonight. Tomorrow night we'll have help me out, Toya. Who we having tomorrow night? No, we have James Ella because we can't hear her.
James Ella tomorrow. I'm sorry.
But James Ella will be on at 4:00 p.m. I'm still waiting for my 6:30 guest to respond. And if that person does not respond, then I need to put someone else in her place because we have a whole lot of tracks to cover. And so, watch on Facebook because I'm always putting this on Facebook about who's gonna be on what. So yeah, look on Facebook and support support everybody. Support the other, but you can only vote for 2 at large.
Right.
Right?
Right.
You can only vote for 2 at large. And so we need y'all. We're gonna have them all on. So make it your choice to who you're gonna vote for there. And so they tell you their platform. When they tell you their platform, they get in their office, hold them accountable for what they said. Because it's best that you do that. Don't let them go in there and say, "Oh, I don't remember I did that." So, R.W. Jones, R.W. Jones, and I'll return it back to you. Okay. Okay. Thank you, my listening audience, for coming on tonight. You guys, y'all always have my back. I appreciate y'all. Don't forget tomorrow at 4:00 will be James Ella. He's running for mayor, and so tune into that. Let's see what James has to say. Terry, I really appreciate you coming on Blue Table Talk tonight. I tried to get you on here once before.
Yeah, I remember you told me. Yeah.
Yeah, and so, but that's okay. That's okay. This is a better time than last time.
I appreciate you having me on here.
Yeah,
so I really do. So
the invitation. Yes, sir. So, Tori, do you want to say anything to the audience or anybody?
No, ma'am. But everyone have a great night, and please share this video because sharing is caring.
Please. And if I can help anybody as I pass along this way, then I know that my living is not in vain. God bless you and God keep you. It's my prayer. Smooches, y'all. Good night.
Good night.